Welcome everybody to the last match in round one of the SpeedGaming Summer Series 2026. I'm randomizer. Today we have emosoda versus Natheirean, and the last of the round one. Two runners who aren't strangers to SPL. On commentary with me we have Lefty, and helping us track today is Lady Draco. So welcome in, Lefty.
Yeah, happy to be here. It should be fun.
Yep. I got the runners kicked off bang on the hour, so we should be heading off in just a few seconds. 30 seconds or so. So, as a start, we always start with the Light Medallion and the Forest Medallion. Whichever dungeon is the Light Medallion is pre-completed. There will be no items in there, and you don't need to beat the dungeon. And today, it looks like we're starting with the Song of Storms, which is quite a nice song to start with. I quite like Song of Storm starts. It means you can loop in those awkward checks early.
In between those are routing in an early bottom of the well based on child spawn or whatever you decide to do.
Yeah, that bit I don't like, because I am a firm believer in never going bottom of the well unless you have Zelda's Lullaby. Which has burned me many times. We should be kicking off, fingers crossed. And see, emosoda is champing at the bit to get kicked off. I know Natheirean is too, because he needs to immediately jump out to go to a sports game after this, so we will see.
Nath is a big Kansas City Royals fan and tries to get to as many home games as he can. Oh, there we go.
There we go, and they're off. And emosoda, immediate change in routing. Emosoda with an early child. Main Market Fortress. I didn't see the first foolish hint there.
Main Market Fortress and Deku.
Deku Tree. Okay, so we did get a dungeon foolish. It's a maximum one foolish dungeon hint, so I guess Deku is the one picked today.
And yeah, Emo really likes doing child start in SGL settings. They even talked about it last year. I don't know, like, because almost everybody else doesn't. They do it to be different, but they like having as thorough as a child one as they can. Sometimes it works out for them, but we'll have to see here. At the very least, it's going to get us like some crazy divergence early.
Yeah, I mean, I feel I've been burned by doing it more often than not.
Yeah, me too. I've pretty much just defaulted into, even if it's just adult CAC for the first like 6, 7, 8 minutes, whatever. Come in here, do these checks, get your song, then go child. I find just doing this is better.
It's an extra song, because if you can pull a minuet or something similar, to really speed up that child grip.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is, when it pays out well. So we'll see how it goes for him. Crater to Twin Rover. Now that is a song location, so there is a strong possibility that is Requiem in Crater. I should probably have a notepad out so I can track these down. Always great news for the trackers, though, when both players immediately change direction. So the foolish hints were Deku Tree, Fortress, Market, and Domain. So quite a nice spread. Quite a nice spread. Domain is an awkward place to root. Fortress is an awkward place to root, and Market is a big chunk of items that you can just big
Oh,
chunk of checks you can just skip.
well, there's a bomb bag on 30.
That's enough to have
Hopefully,
me
it's not the
start.
one we need.
It's enough to have me start collecting skulls, but I think I would get bored before I reach 30. There's Bolero, that's nice, Emosoda. 3-song at the start of his adult one. Or them, sorry. Yeah, not two great songs to begin with. Song of Time, can't really do much with at the start. Bolero, it's a free song, but until you get some other items, it's not really good movement. And Fire Temple is our pre-completed dungeon. And speaking of fire, there is our hammer, which will not be used for Fire Temple, as it is the pre-completed, so we know there's nothing in there. And there's Emo immediately checking to see if they need to do Fire Temple.
No, but with the 30 skull bomb bag, that and some bomb chews can carry you through the seed now, though.
That is very true. Having it that early means you don't have a load of individual grotto checks scattered around the world like you often do in late bomb bag seeds. Then all of this stuff, yeah, the thing is, all of this stuff Emo's getting, if Natheirean cuts Adult 1 short immediately after Kakariko, he'll also get the hammer. Won't really be much of a benefit to doing Child early.
Mm-hmm. I'm saying if this is just a save quit.
Yeah.
To go back, we'll see. Yep. Yeah, just a quick 5-6 minute adult one. Just do your first bit of adult cat, get a song, then go child.
Yeah. Hasn't netted him anything. Song of Time does nothing for us right now, but the checks are the checks.
Ooh. Emo doing the thing you said you didn't like?
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense to do. I can see why you'd start Child with Storms to get the well checks in, because you can get, what is that? There's 11 items in the bottom of the well. At most, you're gonna skip through. Not gonna be able to get sort of 4 of them. Still a lot of items, but it does mean you're isolating those 4. One of the inaccessible, there's a key there. We do get 1 key. You only need 1 key in bottom of the well, these settings. These 2 central rooms only have skulls in them.
It is interesting to note, though, because this is beatable only, if you do the peek into the like room and you see that as a small key, nothing required is behind the locked key door, so you can save a little time that way.
Yeah. And to note, that is the biggest change between the Summer Series and the SGL tournament towards the end of last year, is that we have switched on what's known as either beatable only or required only. Now, in most tournaments, every single location is reachable. The logic is written that way, that everything in the game can be reached. Not so in this. You're only confirmed. Oh, it was a save quote on Nemo's side. You're only confirmed to get the checks you need. So, as Lefty said, that check in the back of the well might be key locked and therefore inaccessible.
Yeah, I really like the types of logic reads and things that beatable only brings to a seed. So it's just for me, it's fun. I don't know, I like it.
One of the main reasons we introduced it was we did notice, and the runners did notice in last year's settings, that there were a lot of all dungeon seeds where you were required to beat all dungeons. And so far from what we've seen, having beatable only on has dropped the number of all dungeon seeds quite a lot. One thing I will note, when emosoda left the bottom of the well there, they did not pick up the Bigoron sword that was in the coffin. And I know it is a slow thing to pick up, because you need to go light the torch and wait for the cutscene, and then backflip in, and then, you know, fiddle about trying to get into the coffin. But still, Bigoron sword is Bigoron sword. It's a lot of damage.
Yeah, if you're gonna get it this early, every boss fight and every like Stalfos and Iron Knuckle fight is that much easier or that much faster. I feel like it would be worth it. Like the time lost to get it would make up over the entire seed for sure.
Yeah, and I mean the dungeons we need to beat are Forest, Spirit, and Shadow, which are 3 dungeons that Bigoron sword would be nice for. And on top of that, we have Dodongo's Cavern and Jabu. So it's honestly, quite an unpleasant stack of dungeons you need to do. Although, I will note, Deku Tree, not a required dungeon, and is our Foolish, so we can completely ignore that.
Nice.
Yeah, Diesel pointing out the chat there, Bigoron sword saves 30 minutes. Theoretically. We do not know Burning Kakariko at this point. I'm just being hopeful. Raining grounds to Baronades.
What was that?
Goron
the
City.
Oh, Goron City? Okay.
The Goron City to Phantom Cannon. I do like getting a Goron City path hint, because if it's Child Goron City, it's not a place you easily route in. So having a hint telling you go there, that's a nice thing to have. Hey, I know this song.
But have you heard the remix? Now,
We get a wet horse.
with the Goron, the Phantom Ganon, as long as it's not a strength, it's probably all right. If it's a string, if that's like your strength 1 and it's behind bombs, then you really need to find some chews or something. And then if the chews are if it's not a strength, you can find a strength to use that to get Goron pot and stuff. It's those types of things that like you kind of think about sometimes, where you're like, well, it's one less thing that might push you to needing a bomb bag. You see Nath over here getting one of the Night Skulls in Kokiri Forest.
Yeah, up to 4. That's still 26 away. That's
Oh. An early bottle in Mito's house too, though. So like, I don't know. Sometimes you get the early bottle, you see the 30 skulls, you get a little scared.
Yeah, and bean skulls. Honestly, I would just be pushing for 10 skulls and deciding later whether I bite the bullet and continue to 30. I'm
Mm.
too optimistic a person to rush 30 skulls, especially with the hammer. And we've got the Goron City to Phantom Ganon hint. All three of the Boulder Maze checks are in logic with that hammer, so I'd definitely be heading there first before considering doing 30 skulls. I'll Spirit has nothing, no
Nothing.
keys, no items.
Mm.
So Natheirean getting the news about Goron City 2. Field to Twin Rover. Well, at least we know that's not the song, as you need to beat Spirit Temple to get the song out of Hyrule Field. So there is an item in Hyrule Field that we do need to get. Which, if that's a strength, that's nice, because it then means there's something else in Goron City. Now the scale coming into play. Emosoda's Child 1 getting even longer, looping the river in now. There's the Ocarina of Time is Serenade of Water. So that's unlikely to be something we see. I get the feeling that with Spirit Temple and Jabu as stones, one of those is going to be our last dungeon.
Yeah. Which does mean it's quite the hike to Jabu then.
Yeah, unfortunately. Especially considering Evo's doing River now.
Yep.
It's not like you're looping in checks on your way to Jabu once you find the letter and boomerang.
Only does Frogs 1 in River, though. Save quitting.
Yeah, not doing the grotto. I guess considering that they'll be going back up the river at some point anyway, because getting the grotto here as Child's very slow, as you'd need to go all the way to the bottom, pick up the chicken, and then come back up. To be honest, I'm a believer in skipping the grotto as Child as well, in a lot of situations, and just plan on coming back as an adult, or B, accepting you lose if something's there. The thing is here, the longer you stay Child, the longer it is until you can start using that hammer. And the hammer opens up by far the most amount of things right now. Especially when you're heading through places like Lost Woods, where you've got grottos.
Yeah.
Especially when you've got a hinted Goron City.
Goron City and Hyrule Field.
Yeah.
It does seem interesting to keep pushing. But, like I said, this is kind of Emo's plan with SGL seeds is to thorough and ride out Child 1 for a while. Even going and get Man on Roof and this check out here to lessen Adult 1 through CAC. They keep getting things to extend this play. They will. Which, I don't know. I'm okay with it for probably 20 to 25 minutes max. But under SGL settings where everything can get inside 2 hours, I would be wanting to know your song layout as soon as possible. And with that hammer, chasing Field and Goron City just to see if you can find your path items.
Yeah, I mean the first seed of the first race of the series, I think was Tanjo versus Flea, and Flea won that one with a time of I think 1:14. These seeds are a lot faster than pretty much every other Ocarina Time tournament before. Standard Ocarina Time tournament before.
Yeah, you have to be really decisive in your plays in these settings or in this tournament. I found out, even myself found out the hard way. You can't just kind of hope for things, you know. I had a desert path hint thinking it was a song and it was the item to put me in go mode. So like, you know, it was one of those things where you kind of just you want to clear up your paths as soon as possible, just so you know for sure what it is you're dealing with.
Yeah, I mean, seeds this short with beatable only, you've got to make decisions, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's Natheirean's turn to be thorough. Will be doing the grotto, taking that extra minute to do the grotto.
Also coming down gives him the chance to buy the bean.
Yeah, we haven't had it. Yeah, that's the other thing bailing at the frogs does for emosoda. No beans. There's nothing indicating that we need beans right now, but I am a big fan of buying beans in this situation. Getting Bolero in Child 1 and buying beans, excellent combination in my mind. Because then you plant the bean in Bolero, and then you don't need hovers or hookshot to get back into the main crater. And with a path Goron City and a path Death Mountain Crater, we've got Zelda's Lullaby. You can clear out all of Crater right now with that bean. And that's what we're seeing Natheirean do. We've got a hammer, we've got Zelda's Lullaby. That is every single check in here possible. Now, is 3 beans a bit excessive? Maybe. But, you know, can't take the money with you. See, here's the thing. emosoda is now just going adult 1. Natheirean has done that trip through Kakariko and has got all of the items emosoda did in that Child 1. You know, they're even on items, but Natheirean has done an adult sweep already. Don't know if that early child has paid out.
I wouldn't think so this time, even more so for what you just explained about beans and everything. Nath can get Minuet here, and yeah, you can play Minuet, get the song at Minuet, but you have the bean right here. You can ride that and clear out Crater, which we know is path. So like Minuet might be path, but it could be something else in here. It would be kind of wild for Minuet to be path, considering we also already have Saria's song.
Yeah. And I did think at first, when I saw it first, that, oh, it could be that, but because Forest Temple is also path to Twinrova. No, that was, sorry, that was the last seed I watched. Ignore me.
Oh, okay.
There is
The
its strength.
Strength in Lost Woods, though.
That's not what's going to be in Goron City, then. That, I believe, was blue fire arrows on Skull Mask.
Oof.
As much as I love blue fire arrows, I don't think I would be doing that.
Yeah. No, unfortunate.
Quite a lot of time investment there. And the other hint that we just saw there was that there is a bow on the longshot chest and the boss key for Water Temple in the river. That's deep, non-required water. You'd be crossing your fingers and hoping for another bow. There's one nice thing. Emosoda getting that strength out of woods is able to do Link the Goron here. One more Goron City check that Nath can't do right now. But it is not our path item. Oh, it was Saria's song in Crater, wasn't it?
Was it? I thought it was mini. Oh.
It wouldn't be Minuet because Nath doesn't have it. It would be Minuet in the Grave.
Okay, so it was sorry. Sorry, wrong green note. That's a little different then, yeah.
There is a hookshot. We have our hookshot in Goron City. It's quite a strong chance that's going to be our path. But we do have Sarias in a path location and Goron City in a path location. So Darunia is a possibility. So we are not quite ready to beat Forest Temple yet. We still need to find that bow. Right now, the only bow we know is quite far away. It's gonna be quite a while until we get into deep water. That's not particularly happy at that skull. A couple of frustrated swipes there. Another crater check. I believe our last crater check.
Huh.
And it's our long shot. Well, there are numerous reasons that a long shot could be path. One of the likely options is Spirit Temple key logic, which basically means it's just a wasted hint. We do have a bow in deep water.
Ooh. Yeah, we do. Oh no.
We have a bow in deep water that locks inside Gan's castle. There's plenty of scope for all our bows to be bow locked. It's Natheirean's turn to pick up a strength. Will we see a forest temple dip? We might do. It's a progression dungeon.
Yeah, I would say we will.
Yeah, he doesn't have Minuet at this point. For all he knows, Minuet is on Burning Kakariko and he's never going to get it, so do some of Forest Temple now. Maybe a bow shows up in there. So at this point, they're pretty even on checks. The only thing emosoda has over Natheirean is a little bit more of Graveyard done, enough to get Minuet. There's our free Scarecrow. I know a lot of runners are pleased to have free Scarecrow back after losing it in Season 9.
It's such a good quality of life thing, I think. I get
As
why
much
you
as I
don't
like
set
it, I still think it should be off in standard.
It makes sense. At least in S9 you didn't have to actually come up with a song and play it every time. As long as you went and said it, then it turned into Fast Scarecrow. I think that
Yeah,
was
but
a
now we
decent
can't.
compromise for standard.
Now we can't get the Spinny song. The only reason people should be using Stick for the C-bombs, so they can do a Spinny Scarecrow song. Oh, Natheirean falling off that tree, like I have done many, many times, and been tilted many, many times. Yeah, if I remember right, the that quality of life update for the Scarecrow was kind of more of a attempt to fix a bug than a real quality of life upgrade.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't think I saw emosoda picking up any chews.
Mm-mm. Not
We can
yet.
do. We can do. I mean, what is there? There's 7 items in Dodongo's cavern. We can get 5 of them at the moment.
Ooh, gold scale.
Gold scale. Okay, a long shot and a gold scale. That bow suddenly becomes a lot more tempting.
Yeah, yeah, it does. Uh-oh.
Very much out of logic, but it is a thing. Do you go for a really bad... Do you go for a really bad bow you know, or do you keep going through density and progression and hope one shows up?
Oh. Tough to say. I feel like I would probably go for it. I have ZL. Yeah, I would be going for it. Get 2 keys, grab that bow, get out, go beat Forest.
I'd be waiting for at least a bomb bag. Because you can't get into the clam room, you can't do the broken wall, you can't do central pillar. You can't do central pillar, and you can't do the central bow chest. It's a lot of scope for not having enough keys.
It's fair, it's fair.
So I'd be looking for at least a bomb bag before I go. And if I have a bomb bag, I'm doing Dodongo's Cavern first. Although, speaking of Dodongo's Cavern, it hasn't really done much.
Nope, and Emo is out of there.
It is progression, though, and they've managed to hit the button, so... once they have a bomb bag, it's not going to be much effort to get to the back. You did not get any big Oran hint, no? Here's Natheirean, going to be clearing out the rest of Crater. wasn't able to do all of the checks due to only having 2 or 3 hearts at the time. But we'll be picking up that long shot now. And seeing what's on Bigoron. Now we only have the claim check here, so it's quite literally just walk past. There's no quest. No point waiting for the hint.
Oh, okay, never mind. There you go.
Okay, there is a bow. Good for Emo to pick up that first, but Natheirean has also been collecting skulls, so really only needs to actually hand them in. God knows
That's
I've made
true.
that mistake.
See if Nath does that on his way down back into Canik, if that is the direction he goes at. Oh, Iron Boots on Bigoron. Whoa. No, we're getting Child, or we're getting Temple of Time. Whereas Emo could, with the minuet that they have, can actually just go beat Forest Temple. They won't have to double dip it or anything like Nath will. And Bomb Choose. Could go back. Oh, options now. You can go back into DC, beat that. Then after DC, beat Forest.
Yeah, that's 2 dungeons. You're in Kakariko. There's no better time to do Dodongo's Cavern now. I think you could just go straight into Forest and just blitz through 2 progress dungeons. Natheirean, following hints, we've got Hyrule Field to Twin Rova. He's got a hammer. He's got Iron Boots. Can clear out the entire thing. So bailing to go here immediately, or heading here immediately, is very fair play. A little slow without a horse, but well worth it to get whatever items in here. One thing to note, we don't have Requiem yet.
No.
Not impossible for this to be the lens for a vanilla crossing.
Ooh. Ooh, Bomb Choose
Bomb
down here,
Choose.
though.
Bomb Choose that don't require the bow, so... That's Natheirean having Dodongo's Cavern as an option now.
Yeah, this is set up. Nath won't have to double dip Dodongo's, but Emo's not going to have to double dip Forest Temple.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, neither dungeon is particularly troublesome when it comes to double dipping. Doing the courtyard, you know, is just stuff you don't have to redo. Dodongo's Cavern, you can set the shortcuts, so you don't have to redo any of it. The only time you're losing by double dipping is getting back to the dungeon. One thing that having those choose does do, though, is push Natheirean to Kakariko. Close to Kakariko by doing Dodongo's Cavern. Having picked up skulls, I think there's a decent chance he'll be getting the bow while he's there, either directly before or after Dodongo's.
Din's fire, huh?
Din's in a Twin Rova Path location. It's another very likely candidate for Spirit Key logic to light the torches for one of 2 checks in there. Beyond that, it's required for Shadow Temple.
Here we go.
Or maybe it's this other big chest.
That looks a little better.
Yeah, that could be it. That could be it. But, I mean, Dins is still needed. And Dins is an item that's often a painful thing to find.
Oh,
Oh, no
Nath
luck
doesn't
on
have
the...
10 bucks to roll into the tree.
One more
Oh,
beehive attempt here.
Yeah, you only get 3 each time-ish.
I'm trying the other one. It's 2 beehives in every generic grotto. There we go. That's what we were looking for.
Oh, Iron Boots, long shot, Song of Time. Nath is probably going to go in the wall. No, why? No, you don't need to. Never mind. Unless he was going to chase the bow and hasn't turned into skulls yet.
What was
Which
passing Goron City? There was a hook shot in Goron City, but... Yeah, but the second hook wasn't blocked. The second hook was just in Crater. I'm struggling a little bit there using the hammer on the cracked floor to into Dongo. It's a lot more precise than you would think. Zelda's Lullaby was on Saria's song, and Saria was on the Bolero check. So both pretty accessible. Bolero itself was on Epona's song check, or is in Ranch, so that's all easily reachable. I was not paying attention to the key layout in Forest. Nath going for this gold lab dive out of logic. It was perfectly accessible. Having that gold scale in the Dodongo's cavern he hasn't entered. Ooh, okay, Natheirean is chasing that bow. As we said, chasing the bow in Water Temple. Has the choose. Dins but no magic, so still no clam chest. Okay, we've got emosoda here. Let's keep an eye on these keys. Now, there are only 3 non-bow items in Water Temple. There are 4 items in Water Temple. We already know what one of them is, and we know it's quite deep, so the odds of Natheirean finding any other required item in here are pretty low. Maybe a magic shows up. Kind of the best you'd be hoping for, though. We did get a bottle in Goron City, but we already had a bottle, so that the fact that there was blue fire in the bottle is not relevant. Oh, but we do have another big chest in here.
Strength
Okay,
2.
I take back everything I said. There is an item that is useful in Water Temple that isn't the bow, so maybe maybe emosoda getting that bow nice and early on 10 skulls hasn't helped. If there wasn't that strength 2 in here, this would be a lot of time loss. Natheirean, with that second key, doesn't even need to lower the water, can just go straight to the Dark Link loop.
The bow was on the boss key chest, correct?
It's on the long shot chest, so it's
Oh,
not
long shot
behind.
chest, okay.
It's not behind the eye target in the river.
Okay, okay.
I did think about that when I said it first.
Alright,
I
yeah,
had
I had
the
written down
wait.
boss key chest, so I'm glad I had that wrong. I was like, why is Nath going this way?
Yeah, and we've got the boss key in me. Oh, I think that it's hover boots in Child Goron City.
Oh.
So we have 0 keys, and the eye target at the top is a big chest, not
Huh.
a key.
That would make sense.
So if I've counted correctly there, our Forest Temple is hover boots locked. And considering we've found an early bow, an early strength, and 2 early hook shots, the only thing that can really be path in Goron City are the hover boots.
Hmm. Ooh.
We're rattling through. So are we letter from Go? And hovers. If I'm right about hovers, then we're just letter from Go.
Yeah. Yeah, and that would put us letter and then rushing through Goron City, which now that you have strength
Yeah.
and shoes and everything else, and it's very easy to get done.
We don't need the Lens of Truth to get across the wasteland, so we can just run straight through, run straight to Spirit Temple without Requiem. Because we know there's nothing in Child Spirit, we got that as a hint.
Yep.
So it is just letter.
Wonderful.
If I've counted correctly. Yeah, if I've counted correctly, it's just letter we need. That is if our runners are counting keys in Forest. And I would not be surprised if they're not. Because hover boots locked Forest Temples are rare. Really rare. Having that be, logically relevant, even if we do find one, is even rarer still. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're not counting keys.
No, it is rare, but it's still like if it's the first key you get is there, it should like maybe that triggers something. Now, does that trigger to go to Goron City? I don't know, but like you might be able to see its hovers locked, but not realize.
Yeah, I mean the only reason I even thought about counting is just because that Goron City path stuck in my mind. It's so easy to discount it because you found a hook shot there and then not consider the second hook shot.
Mm-hmm.
So, outside of that letter, things are looking good for Natheirean having that strength 2. Because since emosoda's already found a bow, there's
Doesn't have a reason
really
to go to Water Temple.
Yeah, There's
no
really
serenade, no Epona. Why are you going to walk all the way to Water Temple? You know?
Yeah. Oh, wait, we've got training grounds to Baronade in.
Oh, well, this could be it then. Yeah,
Yeah, this
that
could be a...
that could be the seed.
Because, I mean, what items do we not have that aren't letter? There's really nothing that could lead anywhere else.
No.
So this really comes down to, has Natheirean been counting keys in Forest?
Well, also the only thing for Nath is that because Nath didn't have the bow or anything when they were in Forest, if they were counting keys and could deduce about the hover boots, they don't have the boomerang. So they didn't pick up the boomerang from the eye chest in Forest Temple, so they don't know that's there yet either.
Yeah. Yeah, I might see them staying longer in training grounds than they should as a result. Especially if the letter's, like, right here in the opening. One thing to note is if Natheirean does pull these things out of the bag, even beyond having that strength 2, has the advantage of not having touched the well. Has saved the time of a bottom of the well.
That's also true. Huh. Oh gosh, if letter's the first check here. And it is.
It is.
Oh, that could be something, depending on...
Yeah. As we were saying, Natheirean doesn't know the knowledge, doesn't have the knowledge that the boomerang is in Forest, so is staying in for the hopes that, A, for the hopes that the boomerang is also in here, and B, maybe also keeping the hover boots in mind. So what? Soon it may look like emosoda has a lead, will be ahead in the dungeons. In truth, maybe not so much. I mean, for me right now, it's really about waiting for someone to go Childgore and City to know if I can feel smug or not. I've got the smug face practiced already. Now, how deep do you go into training grounds? Do you do the toilet? The answer is, the mind says yes, but the heart says no. Nothing showing up for Natheirean yet. Bomb bag might show up. It's not going to be required. It's not relevant.
No, the thing that you don't want to see on Nath's side is another strength. Because that's kind of like, if we see another strength somewhere, that could push Emo to, immediately bail GTG after Rudo's letter, and, not full clear Spirit Temple, just get enough small keys and a boss key and go.
I'll also note that while you were away, I did realize, oh wait, we don't have magic. So that's one thing we don't have.
Yeah. Oops. Dang it.
Not quite go. We'll see if that shows up anywhere. Again, if that shows up on the way, that's bad news for emo fans. Yeah, so this bomb bag is not going to be required this seed. Highly unlikely, unless, you know, the only magic is on bomb shoe bowling. But really, we need 2 explosives. 1 for each eye in Dodongo's Cavern, and then 1 to break the wall in Shadow Temple. And speaking of magic on the way...
Yep, magic on the way.
Magic was indeed on the way. And it looks like Natheirean is not doing the toilet. I don't know if they've counted keys. God knows I wasn't counting keys.
I think we had a sometimes hint that toilet was a key. I have that written down.
There's our last bottle. Bottle percent, 53 minutes.
Nice.
So, and the thing is, with that magic, it means you don't need to fiddle around with any awkward bow tricks to light torches in Spirit Temple.
Yep, and everything else that you would set up is now back in play. Hover boots and Goron City, and we're glow.
Also, as I was counting, we have exactly the right number of bombs.
Oh.
As long as one of our Shadow Temple keys is not in the flesh pile in the second Gibdo room. Oh no, wait, Nath scummed the chew. We're fine. We have exactly the right number of chews. 2 for Dodongo's Cavern, 2 for Shadow Temple.
That is another thing that's kind of potentially in Emo's favor that can get them back in front or help them is the explosive. Like, say Nath has just enough, but everything has to land and not miss. Emo got that wallet from beating Dodongo, could pick up explosives and can be more liberal with them. Yeah. If it comes down to needing them somewhere else.
Yeah, pick them up on the way to Spirit Temple. But then, when's emosoda going to go to Spirit Temple? You pick up strength before it's worthwhile doing that.
That's true, that's true.
Water Temple is... Non-required Water Temple is never a tempting choice. Yeah, it is the driest dungeon in the game as far as checks per second, in my opinion. Kit and Jabu have the least number of items, but Water Temple can be longer.
Well, yeah, because all the quote-unquote early checks in water, if there's anything in water, you need 2 to 4 keys logically. So everything in that center area turns out to be a small key. Well, then you got to go all the way through the boss key chest, then go all the way back up to the top, raise the water level, go all through the Darkling loop. It's a lot of hiking.
Yeah. There's 4 items, and beatable only aside, there are 4 items, and 2 of them are behind 2 keys. Maybe not in these settings, but it's often the case. So, is it Vanilla Requiem? Kind of running out of song locations for Requiem to be on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our Burning Kakariko song. It is Epona's song, which is very much irrelevant for us because Market and Fortress are both hinted foolish.
It would make sense if this was vanilla, because the DMC long shot to get magic in GTG for logical crossing. Yeah. So that solves the path.
Yeah, it was the most likely option as soon as Longshot showed up in the path location. But it does mean that Emosoda is forced to walk over here anyway, which is time save that they could have got over Nath if they could have stumbled into Requiem somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Well, we're going to be looking at a dungeon rush for Nath. That's what we're going to be looking at. You beat Spirit Temple, you play Nocturne, you do Dodongo's Cavern. Well, you play Nocturne, you get the Minuet out of the grave. Well, you don't need to, but I would, in the hopes that it's Minuet to save me walking to Forest again. But then you do Dodongo's Cavern, you do Forest one way or another. It's just 3 dungeons in a row. And then it comes down to, do you go to Childgorn City for the hovers?
Mm-hmm. Alright, Emo coming all the way out to Open Grotto to get that Mirror Shield. Will that push them into Water Temple, or will they just immediately cross?
Let's see a world in which you go Water
It'd
Temple here.
be pretty crazy to actually choose to go to Water Temple here.
You've got an entire training grounds. There are 4 items in Water Temple, and there are 12 in training grounds. 13, sorry.
Yeah. And it's Path. Yeah, no, it's just, ugh.
Yeah, this is objectively the correct play. It's not the correct play, but it's objectively the correct play.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of insane how being a Skull Denier pushes you towards unrequired water for a bow, but then you also get rewarded with a strength.
The thing, Nath isn't a skull denier. Nath got skulls.
It
Just
well,
went for the
didn't turn
bow
them
before he
in.
turned
That's
them in.
what's yeah. That's what's wild, you know. Like, and Emo is a player through my history with them almost never gets or turns in 10 skulls. So it's very
The one
interesting.
time they do get an item on 10 skulls is the one time that it didn't pay out.
And you play for like this first hour and you think it is paying out. You're like, oh, I got that bow I never would have gotten 99% of the time. And it's like, well, little did you know.
And now I get to skip water.
Yeah. Ay, ay, ay.
That's the other thing, getting magic in training grounds, you now unlock Roar's Wind strats. I think Nath's been doing the Escape from Kakariko tournament, where you have a lot of fun for Roar's Wind strats you can pull off.
Mm.
Really gets you thinking about ways to save time. And F's in the chat for Emosoda. For a very intentional death. Oh, there's a bacon here.
Yikes.
That's
Yikes!
not good news. That is bad news for emosoda fans.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
That means Water Temple is hard required, and people saying GG in the chat. I'm not a fan of saying GG this early, but emosoda has a lot of ground to cover. There is very little reason to decide Water Temple is needed. Very little reason to go in there, especially with no Serenade. Actually, not having Serenade might be more reason to go into Water Temple after Training Grounds.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
it's a shot. You're not gonna. You don't have a reason to cross unless you want to get Requiem. But
yeah. The thing is,
child spirit's nothing. So why would you do that?
yeah. The thing is that without Serenade and knowing you won't get Serenade, Water Temple becomes a do it now or never situation. As opposed to if you had Serenade where you can decide, oh, I can put it off a bit longer. But if anything, not having Serenade is more reason to go. And the sort of only possible save if Emo decides after Training Grounds. Well, Water Temple's close. Oh god, I forgot! Emo got a hint saying that Adult Lake is dead. Got that behind Deku Tree.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh gosh.
Even less reason to go there.
Yeah.
You couldn't conspire a situation where Water Temple is less tempting. Yeah, there is a lot of things have to go right for Emo right now to pull this one out the bag. To clench this one.
How ZOOTR goes sometimes.
Yeah. And it never feels good to lose a race because you found an item, as opposed to not finding an item. Something to note is that since Nath went into Forest Temple without a bow, currently does not know that Forest is hovers locked.
That is true.
Might be able to guess, considering that the Goron City path is unfilled.
Oh, had a fairy.
Yeah, there was a fairy in the bottle from the training ground maze. But this is why I like to get 5 hearts instead of staying at 4. Actually, I usually go at 6, but...
Yeah, no, I very much go for 6 or more.
If you look at the top 32 during Season 9, a lot of them are going to 5 as well. Just to survive that, A, the Iron Knuckles, and B, swipes from Ganon himself. Winrova on the move for Nath. Not spinning the witches to move them, but they're not being particularly polite. They're staying on the opposite sides of the room from each other.
That's a good one.
I like having the bow out for this. It's a lot faster to shoot at them, to keep them moving when they're in a bad spot. It was one thing that I improved by watching regular speedrunners a lot more than watching rando players. It's just knowing when to shoot at the witches to move them around, and which spots they sit in are firing spots. Yeah. That's bad news there for emosoda, heading away from Water Temple. The only time they're going to water now is if they're going to walk across the entire world, specifically for the temple. And I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that happen.
Yeah. They probably think they're gonna find their strength in Jabu or Shadow, assuming they're gonna get the hover boots from Chalgoron City.
Yeah. Because they're the one that has the knowledge on that, if they were counting keys. Which I would definitely not blame you for not counting keys. Besides, with that spawn, you go Jabu first, anyway. That's actually Natheirean's first dungeon on the board.
Yeah.
Well, Liam has already completed 2 and is heading to beat the 3rd. Really, iron boots again? Just noting that Emo doesn't have them.
Shoot. I did.
But they were on the one of the, I think it was Trail Fairy, was it? Oh, it was yeah, it was Big Goron.
Yeah, Big Goron. Big Goron.
Yeah, so hasn't got around to handing it in. Yeah, that's even less reason to go for Water Temple if you don't know where the iron boots are.
That's true. And Emo has had gold scale this entire time, though.
Yeah, but if it's not in logic, that's just even more reason not to go into Water Temple.
Mm-hmm.
It's out of logic, which makes it even less tempting in beatable only. See, this is the good stuff. This is the good stuff. Doing the grotto, picking up the fish in the grotto, so you don't have to go down to the bottom of the vein that you know is foolish. That's what you like to see. Yeah, the flame check was in Forest Temple. Emo's had it for a little while, but I'd already cleared out Crater before picking it up, while Nath had only cleared half of Crater before picking it up. Darnath coming to fight them a little bit. Well, Nath was a bit more liberal with their routing. Let's say, Natheirean, no minuet. The sad and lonely walk to Forest Temple once you've already completed everything.
Yeah, it's not always the best.
I mean, you'll do it. I just wouldn't be happy doing it. Which is why I would have done the Sunsong Grave, just in case. Yeah, it's probably time lost, but God, I hate water. Another thing, Season 9 players will be happy to see Ruto back on floor 1.
Interactive gameplay and skull routing.
Yeah, but we gotta go fast here. Gotta go fast in SGL. Again, I've got the hot take. I'm still perfectly fine with Ruto being on the bottom floor for standard.
Yeah, no, I Ruto on floor 1 in standard doesn't even bother me either. Those types of things I just kind of always assume for main tournament will always be there.
Yeah.
I'm okay either direction, but like, you know.
Slow boat 2. My current AMQ personal best. There's a big 5-minute red in the middle because I died on the boat. I have to walk all the way back through Shadow Temple. So it does matter. It does matter.
I think that's where I will differ. Fast boat has first time I rode on fast boat and I just zoomed across. I started laughing because it was so much fun. I was like, "Yeah, no, I like this." It's the only one where I'm like, I wish we'd bring this to standard. I don't, it's.
Oh, Natheirean, there's the stuff. There's even more stuff you love to see. Using the blue fire in the bottle to break the floor.
That's cool. That's cool. We like that.
The game knowledge just to show off on Restream.
I gotta be honest, I didn't know the blue fire broke that. I know it did mud walls. I didn't know it did the floor.
Oh, it does the floor too.
That's sick.
Yeah, I was trying to ignore the fact that he missed like 10 hammer strikes, making him look cool for the Restream. And there's Dungeon 2 for Natheirean. Now equal. 3 rewards each. Well, 4 rewards, technically. And now the long sad walk.
Indeed.
Natheirean has shown off one obscure bit of game knowledge. Will they get the obscure bit of game knowledge that is Hoverboots Forest? Time will tell. You'll know for sure after, or we'll be able to know for sure after this, as soon as he shoots the eye target in the block push room.
Yeah, that's the only thing that might mess him up is because he's on a double dip. Maybe not remembering from the first time he was in here. Oh, what was that setup? That looked easy.
Yeah, but all setups look easy. I can guarantee you it doesn't work. It's like every setup for jumping to the Water Temple boss key chest. None of them work. Just wing it. They're lying to you. Oh, he's a bit overblown for Jabu. Although, if anything deserves this music, it is this Octorok.
Yeah.
Not today. Not today, Octorok. I don't know, is emosoda a box skipper? Nah, box skipper. This is another one I don't believe is real. Box skip.
Yeah. Yeah, every time I'm in Jabu, I'm like, I'll learn box skip next time. I'll just,
Yeah.
continue to go.
I mean, that was me with the glitchless jumps in Ice Cavern, the block pusher. That was me for a long time. But then I started doing AMQ, where you're banned from doing ground jumps.
So you have to know them,
Forced
yeah.
into learning. And do you know what I do now in Rando? I usually ground jump anyway.
So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Natheirean, is he gonna open that chest?
He's just pushing the block. A little bit of fun. A little bit of fun.
Oh yeah, because he didn't have boomerang, of course. But in theory, Natheirean does now have the knowledge of Go mode, provided that I am right. Which, you could probably flip a coin whether I'm right or not.
Mm-hmm.
The more confident I am, the more wrong I tend to be. Oh, bomb chooser equipped. Bomb chooser equipped on emosoda's side. Are we seeing a Goron City? I think we'll be seeing a trip to... Oh, the fairy fountain. But I didn't actually explain the win conditions of this. So if this is the first SGL Ocarina, or Speed Gaming Ocarina Time seed you've watched, like the tournament the last couple of years, the win conditions are you need the 3 stones to build the bridge to Ganon's castle. And then you need the Shadow and Spirit medallions to get the key to Ganon's door. So there are 5 dungeons you need to beat. Today they are Jabu, Forest, and Spirit Temple to get into Ganon's castle, and then Dodongo's Cavern and Shadow Temple for the key to the door for the final boss. Here we are. Oh, going to Lake.
Okay.
Well, Lake's not foolish, it's Adult Lake that's dead. There's nothing telling us about Child Lake.
True.
In Lab Dive, unfortunately, that's even more reason not to go here as an adult by doing it as a child.
Yeah.
I'm racking my bits. I'm trying to think of any possible way to make Water Temple less of a play in this situation. Every possibility to make it the wrong choice has happened. The adult checks in Lake are hinted dead. It's free Scarecrow. You did Lab Dive as child. You've finished Field. You already know one of the items in Water Temple, and it's not something you need. You've got no Serenade.
Yeah, no, there's nothing. Who was it that the chat was mentioning it? Emo is going to do ice before water. The water will be like,
Oh yeah.
now under the SGL settings and where we're at, it's not like water's that far away, but it's far enough that Nath
Oh yeah.
should be ahead by the time Emo gets there.
Yeah, if Nath
Yeah,
handed
Nath
in
had
10
handed in that 10
skulls.
skulls. Oof. We'd be debating on where we think the worst case for string 2 is. But like,
Well, we wouldn't be debating. We'd have an answer, and it's Water Temple.
yeah, as we have the answer, and like it is the actual worst place. In this particular seed layout, the worst place for Strike 2 to be is Water Temple. And it just so happens that because Nath didn't turn in 10 skulls, he got there.
And that's not to say it was luck Nath didn't hand in 10 skulls. You know, he could have gone back and handed in 10 skulls, but having picked up Longshot and Iron Boots, you can go hand in skulls, or you can make the decision to not be as thorough and just rush straight to a place you know has a thing you want.
That is true. The moment Nath got the Iron Boots, he played Prelude and immediately started walking through Hyrule Field. So like, it was a shot call.
Yeah. I mean, this is where emosoda's thoroughness in settings like this, required only, in settings we kind of designed around making fast seeds. Thoroughness can, when the thoroughness does burn you, it burns you harder than any other settings, really.
Mm-hmm.
But Emosoda has gone straight to Challenge Gorn City. Am I wrong? I'm fully expecting to be wrong. I can't think of a funny situation in which I am wrong. And that is if the hover boots are on Morpha.
Oh. Oh.
Which is a possibility. It would be funny.
Uh-oh.
It would be especially funny if I'm wrong after Forest Temple actually is hover boots locked. Where's he? Ooh, we're seeing a strength pop. I think that might have been a tad early. It's on the verge. Yeah. That bonk was the problem. Luckily, the backup is a lot more consistent since the pot starts in the same spot, in the same position every time. Okay, Longshot is the... Longshot's the answer. So this might be a thing for Emo.
Yeah, I mean...
This puts Water Temple and Shoot the Sun back on the menu.
Yeah, it does. And now... Alright, well, everything's flipped again. What does Nath go back to Water Temple?
If he was counting keys, as soon as there's nothing in Gorn City.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wait, you can ignore me entirely. The long shot locked the entirety of the Goron area. So what have we found over there? Boomerang. We found the boomerang. That led to nothing. Is there anything in spirit? No.
No, there was nothing in
Strength
spirit.
3.
Strength or OGC?
No, because
No, there's
Hover
an
Boots
OGC
needed
hint.
for Forest Temple.
There's an OGC hint.
Yeah, an OGC hint. Can't be inside Gan's castle because Forest Temple locks that. What's over there? Fortress is dead. Forest Meadow to Bongo Bongo. Helsiprice. Magic! There was magic. So it could be vanilla hovers. That's a magic locked thing.
True.
All we know is that it's long shot locked. And right now, the only thing I can think of that was long shot locked is the magic. It's hard to tell what chest that is behind the giant Stone of Agony model. But it is a race legal model, it fits all the skeletons.
Hmm?
Oops, and that's turn for Jabu. Thing is, if hover boots are here, vanilla, they're not. So, what else is there? Was there anything else in Training Grounds? There's magic and letter.
Magic and letter. Did
Could be ice
Nav
then?
push all the way through the strength 2 checks in GTG?
Yes, because he had
Okay.
just picked up strength 2 from water before heading there. So it's either in water, shoot the sun, or ice
Wait.
/ fountain. I do understand the irony in me listing those locations and those locations being the only remaining checks in the game. Yeah, they're just retreading each other's steps at the moment.
Thing is, because based
So-
on the hover boots, this can become a race again real quick.
Yeah, chat. Hovers could be in ice, yes. There is water temple as well, and fountain, and shoot the sun. I think we saw the it could be wasteland, and I think we saw Emo doing the torches out of logic in the composer grave. Ice is the densest location that it can still be in. For Nath, the densest location at the moment is the well, but if he has been paying attention to Forest Temple keys, or just that the Forest Temple path has not been fulfilled, who to be able to identify that the well's empty? There's nothing in it.
We'll know for sure after Jabu. We'll see what Nath decides to do afterwards. If Nath hasn't realized the hover logic and goes in the bottom of the well,
Yeah.
gives Emo more time to get to Water Temple.
Have to spend a lot of time in Water Temple, but it would be a possibility. Emo skipping the Wasteland Shrine.
There was a hint for it.
Oh, is that hinted? Ah, that'll
Yes.
explain. I was thinking it was very odd for someone who's playing so thoroughly to avoid uncheck. Nighttime Wasteland strikes again. It's even worse for me at this time of year, because the sun, sort of, maybe an hour before now, sun shines directly through the window onto the monitor to make Nighttime Wasteland infinitely worse. Here was the Jabu item that I can't remember. The other slingshot. Yeah. I think the correct route out of Jabu here would be to go to Goron City, clear Goron City, and then ice. If you've worked out well, can be the answer. Yeah, not too much to say here at the moment, unfortunately. Not until not until one of them finishes the progress dungeons we've already watched. Yeah, Emo peeking whether it's Requiem or not. If not, Laferor's Wind. It is, so no Feror's Wind required.
On to Ice Cavern.
Yeah. Not many places left for him. Yeah. Yeah, really not many places left for them. The only time they'll be able to make it back is if Nath goes to the well, at which point Nath still has a spirit temple over them. I think spirit temple is slower than the well somehow, so even if the Nath full clears from here, Emo's still got time they have to make up. They're gonna
The
need
only
to outperform Nath.
They would, and the one thing that would potentially maybe go in their favor, I can't remember the exact key layout of Spirit, but you're not going to have to full clear Spirit at all. You need 3 small keys and a boss key, and you go. So that makes Spirit a little bit faster, but you still have a Twin Rova fight in front of you, and that's why.
Yeah, at the whims of Twin Rova. Missing that boomerang throw or Baronade. These are the seconds that Emosoda needs to make up. Having hit their boomerang throw first try. Oh god. No iron boots. The hover boots are at the bottom of the fountain.
Oh, imagine. Oh no, they're right there.
Except they are not. So that is no mode for us, and as soon as Natheirean goes to Fountain, which I don't think is going to be that far away, it'll be go mode. Knowing where those hovers are now, though, Emosoda is on the clock. Okay. The big question comes up right now. What does Nath do after this fairy? Are we seeing the well? No, it looks like we're going to see a Goron City dip. I will note that with the boomerang and hook shots where they were, I'm almost 100% sure that 30 skull bomb bag's the only one.
Yeah, which one?
The 30 skull bomb bag.
Oh, yeah.
There's Natheirean getting the reminder. Goron City is path to Phantom Ganon. Yes, you may have beaten Phantom Ganon, but that's the information you need. Where else would second magic be?
Right.
Yet again, second magic in Shadow Temple. The hovers were on the iceberg. So not quite ice, but yes. Ice not required this seed. Just directly outside it. The logic does hold up. The unfortunate point is that the the logic holding up meant that the only place you could exclude was the well. Like, everything else was a possibility. The only reason we knew it was going to be there was because we had already exhausted every other location. Ooh. Clearing stuff here that is not longshot locked. And a Kikiri sword.
Yay!
Nothing for that today. Got an opponent's song with all opponents' checks foolish. Deku Tree is foolish and not required. Quite literally everything the Kikiri sword locks has been directly hinted as dead. So that's not going to pull the emosoda away from anything. There's one bomb bag, bomb locked. Also, I'd just like to shout out, emosoda is one item from Go, entering Shadow Temple, and Shadow has had more big chests than small chests. Another classic trait of Shadow Temple, other than having the second magic, is being at least 50% big chest. None of them being the item you need. Here we are, Natheirean's last Goron City check. Where do we go now? Okay, no well. No well. We are chasing the long shot now. And Natheirean has two options for chasing the long shot. That is Composer Grave, Torches, and Ice. / Fountain. Those are the options. The options. And yep, looks like Ice is the stop. And we got a little closer than we thought at the end, but I think that's kind of put the nail in the coffin there for Emo.
Yeah, unfortunate.
If emosoda had, if that chest right there was a strength 2, I think that still has it. There is just no time left to make back.
Hmm. Now, where do we think light arrows are?
The one remaining question. And, I mean, if it doesn't show up in Shadow, the answer is going to be Gan's Castle. And all of Gan's Castle is accessible, so it's just a formality at that point.
Just a little bit of a speed bump until, yeah.
Just draws it out longer. Although there is the big question, the hot button topic. You beat Shadow Temple. There are no light arrows. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
You beat Shadow Temple. There are no light arrows. Do you do light trial before you climb?
Oh. Oh, I would. I will. I do. I've done it.
Yeah, I'm a light trial believer in that situation. There are so few other places in the game. I'm doing light trial.
Yeah, there's just too many checks there. It's just
Also, fast boat. Fast boat. This is the fast
ooh,
boat we were talking about. It's glorious. Except for when a
look at it.
Stalfos lands on your head.
Look at
But
this beautiful. Blink and you miss it. Here we are. Next stop, Bongo.
okay, back to the previous conversation. Um, yeah, doing light trial in that situation. That's people tell me I'm objectively wrong for that, but
I just it's way too many checks too fast. I just feel like it's worth because even worst case scenario, or I mean, if it is Ganon's castle, your worst case is he tells you it's Ganon's castle, and now you are able to check
then
the
you
other
were
stuff
going to
instead of
light
running right to
anyway.
light.
And let's be honest, if he says it's in Gan's castle, where are you going to go? You're going to do light first.
Mm-hmm.
See? Glad I found a kindred spirit there. Maybe not so much in Nath's case, as he has a full bottom of the well. Which is another option. You know, there's the dead hand room.
Oh, true.
Emosoda went in without the lullaby. I still say it's light trial though.
I'm willing to believe.
I think it's light trial, but I think it's the second room of light trial.
Oh,
So I would still be burned by going there first because
yeah.
I'd need to go get a key from somewhere else and then go back into light trial.
Oh, that's the worst.
Just to ensure it's the very last thing I do. And a bongo fight. Good targeting straight out the cutscene.
Ooh, nice.
And a very smooth timing. I cannot remember offhand what the beat per minute is that you need. It is 150 beats per minute. You need to tap the crouch stab in order to stun Bongo. Which is why you need to pick out your 150 beat per minute song. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is one of them. Skater Boy by Avril Lavigne is another one. Used to have a list somewhere.
Yeah, I didn't know how many that beats like the tempo on that one. I always use the quick spin strat to one cycle,
Yeah.
but huh?
I use that for Child Bongo.
Mm,
Speaking of Child Bongo, I believe for the rest of the week, the sign-ups for the 5th Mixed Pools tournament are open, where every single entrance is shuffled into one pool, including the overworld. Or you might have to do Child Bongo.
yeah, you get in some weird situations in mixed pools. If you're resourceful, though, it can be really fun.
Oh, it's always decent fun. As long as you get yourself a way of tracking.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, this is emosoda going into ice. It's the correct play. It's the wrong play, but it's the correct play.
Yeah.
Does have that blue fire. But is not defrosting King Zora. Making the assumption... Oh, wait. Emosoda does have the second wallet. So knows that it's... Actually, no, it could still be on King Zora. Because the second wallet was in Shadow. Which is magical.
Domain's foolish. For
That's the
Baron.
other thing. It's foolish.
Yeah.
Oh, nah. Too tempted. Too tempted by that big chest.
Mm-hmm.
Still looking for light arrows. Gonna get caught by every single one of these. Since Nath is in go mode, I think we will be switching audio. As much as I loved Emosoda's silver rupee noise. Oh god, is that a big chest? I think that was a big chest. At this point, this has to be bomb chews. I think we're running out of items. Maybe the third bomb bag.
Well, or it's the light arrows.
Oh, it's the light arrows. So ice was required today. After all. And still do light trap. Songs are left to be in ice. Sun Song is the only one. Oh god, another big chest. Every chest is big for Emo. We know for a fact that it's neither strength. The other bomb bag. This is the worst part of Rando. You're one item from Go, and there are 2 copies of it, and every chest you see is big.
So you just keep going, and each time you don't get it, you're like, come on, what is going on here?
You had 4 big chests in Shadow. You've had 2 in Ice. Oh, you get some swag skill off on Restream though in Ice Cavern.
Yo.
Nice little gainer backflip. Are we getting 2 after 2 for 2? Oh,
Oof,
just
close.
too high.
Yeah.
All 3 keys right next to each other though. Don't need to worry about them anymore. Boat 2 for those who missed it earlier. Another thing that wasn't in Season 9. Just gotta cross your fingers and hope a Stalfos doesn't land on you. which they can do.
You know, they definitely can.
Right, are we going 3 for 3 on chests in ice?
No.
Oh, no. We do have our Sun Song coming out. Honestly, Sun Song Grave straight away is is more tempting than any other option at this point, which is a sad state of affairs.
Well, yeah, you push all the way through ice, you're just gonna commit through what you got now.
And what you got now is this and Water Temple.
Oy.
At this point, will we see Emo get the strength before Nath is done?
Very possible.
Natheirean has a bongo fight and then a Gan's castle climb. Takes me about 6 minutes from leaving the Temple of Time to beating Ganon. Where is emosoda going, actually?
Oh.
I wouldn't imagine it's out of logic big pose because Market's foolish.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think this is an anything but Water Temple play.
Mm-hmm.
Or this is the Water Temple play and there's zero other way to get there other than leave Kakariko and walk across the entire world, which I think it is.
Just no Serenade, no opponent, no war, nothing.
Well, at least Emo will get in go mode.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's a little mercies sometimes. Because honestly, with what has gone wrong, this really isn't a blowout. We're a spirit temple. We're a spirit temple apart. Probably about 3/4, 2/3 of a spirit apart. And there is the boss key. The boss key in these settings replaces the light arrow cutscene.
Yeah, you have to make sure you do stop at Temple Time to pick that up. You can't just go straight in.
Luckily, you start with Prelude, so the chances of you going to Ganon's castle any other way are low.
That's true. I just know I've done it. I was like, oh, I got the FW and Ganon's. Let's go. Nope, gotta go pick up the key first.
Yep, here's a shot to shoot the sun. Just a heart container. Oh yeah, he must have been doing this without the iron boots, so this is a out of logic desperation play, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You're crossing your fingers as hard as possible that the iron boots are somewhere incredibly dumb, and you're, you know, zipping past your opponent by going into water without them. Unfortunately, not the case today.
Anyway, it's got to be real close. 'Cause Strength 2 is the first checkup here. You get Strength 2, Medium Play Requiem, and Shadow, or Spirit.
Yeah, and I mean, you'll be go moding Spirit. Even with a go mode, you're probably going to be... Well, let's say that. You're probably on your way to Twin Rova when Natheirean finishes. That's probably about, what, 3 minutes from done.
Mm-hmm.
Adult Spirit's probably about 10. Actually, no, that's way too much.
No, with a generous key layout, you can get out of here in like 5-6 minutes.
Yeah, in a go mode situation. Closer to 10 if you're full clearing. Oh, right, yeah, of course. That's got to go find light.
Yeah, and that's got to get the fountain hint, or no, ice cavern hint, and then head into ice cavern. Which is why this turned out to be even closer than I think we thought.
Yeah. By no means a nail biter, but could have been a lot further apart. Nath does not have that blue fire anymore, so we'll be needing to go into the map room first, so we'll have a slower ice cavern than emosoda did. Zemo had saved that. Oh no, wait, ignore me entirely, I forgot there's blue fire in water trial.
Yeah, you're just gonna get it from here.
Oh, believe me, I would have 100% forgotten to get this. I would have remembered when I reached the river that I could have picked up blue fire. And I'm not guessing when I say river. I mean, this has happened. This exact situation has happened, and that is when I did remember that I could pick up blue fire.
Hmm.
Emosoda needs 2 more keys, 2 more small keys, and then the boss key. You know the boss key is here in the lobby behind Zelda's Lullaby. So it's just 2 small keys. Now that I think about it, this is about a bottom of the well apart.
Wow. Wow, you're right.
And as far as checks done, that is the difference between the two. Nath spent more time in Water Temple, although not that much longer. Did the Compass and Dark Link. And Emo did the well. That's the difference maker there. Again, child start. Unfortunately not paying out today. Yeah, I tell you, never go in without Zelda's Lullaby.
Mm-hmm.
Ignore all the times I've lost because of not doing that. Nemo's got all the keys.
There's Nath's light arrows warping back.
Yeah, just the final two boss fights to go. I know Natheirean will not be joining us for an interview, as mentioned at the start, does have to forsake us to go watch a sports game instead.
Yeah, I think his words were he's jetting out the door as soon as the race was done. I wouldn't be surprised if he's already gone.
Oh, oh, so emosoda and Nath both taking a death to the same iron knuckle,
Yo, okay.
both with fairies from the same place. Alright, do we get the one cycle? Ooh, just too fast. One more fight. One more pig to stab in the face. Honestly, the siege has been... It has been an interesting one. Long shot logic. I think it feels more interesting than it was, because it kind of just... All of the game was long shot locked at some point. Everything that wasn't the well. The well was pretty much the only place you could skip.
Yeah,
And we saw
everywhere
the
else you
difference
kind of
made.
needed to go.
And, I mean, the hammer... I don't know if the hammer did that much for us, but having it for the Ganon fight... It does pull its weight. Especially with Nath not having seen Bigor on sword. And Emo not picking it up, to be fair.
No, the hammer did its job because we got both hook shots from it. We got everything else, dodged 30 skull bomb bag from it. You know.
Yeah, that's true. And the 30 skull was the logical bomb bag, which...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And GG's in the chat for Natheirean, finishing with a time of... Let me check the race room, because I accidentally shut it. The time of 2:12:29. A pretty good time, considering how much stuff you needed to do.
Yeah, no, it was very, very efficient.
So, the SpeedGaming Summer Series is on a 15-minute delay, so what we're seeing is actually 15 minutes ago. So I'm going to see if we can get emosoda in for a interview now. Although there are a lot of buttons, I need to work out which one sends him the invite. Or whether it only sends him an invite when he's done. I do see you in the chat, Emo, so please let me know if you don't have an invite.
They don't have one yet, according to the race time room.
Technically, you're done, so if I hit done... Yeah, I'm gonna hit done. Doing that done.
I was like, end the stream and end everything, or?
No, it doesn't. There's a separate button that ends the stream
Okay,
and ends everything.
Oh, I see them.
Oh, have they appeared?
Yeah, they're in setup.
There we go, they've appeared. Feel free to jump in when you're ready, Emo. Just everyone ignore that it says finished under his name. Under their name. Welcome in, emosoda. GG's.
Hello, GG's.
Yeah, GG's, how you doing?
What?
Oh.
Here, Lefty, go first.
I was just asking how you were feeling, how you doing, how you feeling about the seed?
Not great. It's not really any way for me to know. I had to go to Water Temple of all places, so it was definitely the worst spot to go to. Kind of like you said,
Yeah,
Kilo, everything's long shot locked, so like, what else am I supposed to do?
Yeah, the difference here was that Natheirean hadn't handed in 10 skulls and picked up iron boots on Bigoron, at which point just went straight in there to go for the bow.
Okay, cool. So I lost, I don't know. I feel like I routed this one really well, so I don't really think I've really made that many mistakes. I thought the bomb of the well play was very aggressive. I mean, it took me like a minute total, and there's another slingshot somewhere else, so I think that was fine. Really, like what I'm like most annoyed about is that my child cleanup after Jabu was 9 minutes. So if I didn't do that, then I just win, because I don't go back child again. But I think that's pretty irresponsible routing. So I don't know. I lost a Water Temple item. Cool. I don't know what else I can take away from that.
It was a long and thorough child one that got you through pretty much everything that wasn't Child Goron City and Jabu. So,
yeah, like I had pretty much everything cleared out anyway. I really didn't want to get screwed over by Lake, like Child Lake of all things, because the adult lake hint also told me not to go there. Yeah, I was about to go to Water Temple.
Not to be there. It was rough.
Yeah, I was about to go to Water Temple, and then I just found the bow on 10, so I was like, well, okay.
Yep.
I guess I'll just go Forest instead, but yeah, I don't know. Kind of a nasty seed.
You found the gold scale in the long shot, and Nath found the iron boots in the long shot, pretty much at the same spot in progress, where he was about to go and hand in 10 skulls, and you had just handed in 10 skulls.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, they're not my favorite settings in the world, so I'm not really that broken up about losing. I'm more relieved that I have much more time to prep for mixed pools, which is starting in about a week from today. So, or a week from Wednesday.
We've already plugged mixed pools.
Oh, okay. I mean, I was going to mention it regardless. Sorry. But it is pretty exciting.
Sign up for the rest of the week, I think.
Yep, yeah, you got a whole week until next Sunday. So Should be pretty cool. Currently, we have 35 players, so we're
Nice.
probably going to hit 40 or so, which is a little bit down from last year, but it's the same group of people, added Epona and required only. I think I like required only over there a lot better, just because there's more that you can kind of take away and use from the setting rather than here. It's just kind of something that happens to you. Like, I don't know. There's not really that much it really like blocks off either. So I feel like you're kind of stuck into doing the same route as the other person in a lot of seeds, but it's all right.
You say that, but it has made a noticeable difference to the number of all dungeon seeds. So it might not change much routing, but it has.
I don't think that's a good
some
thing,
level of
though. I think it should be. I think all seeds should be all dungeons for competitive rando. I don't think anything else is good for the most part. So, kind of a hardline stance on that, but you make sure. I mean, for me, it just ensures that the best router wins. I mean, execution matters too, logic matters too, sure, but overall, I like it much better than just like kind of choosing like 2 dungeons not to do sometimes, and then you have this seed where you just get screwed by Water Temple anyway. So I don't know. Like, I'd prefer AD every seed, but that's just me.
If there's something I've learned from several years of rando now, it's that it doesn't matter what settings you make. Water Temple's going to burn you in some way.
I guess
some
so.
Seeds, Water Temple's just going to get you.
I mean, if it's just required anyway, then I have an actual good reason to go there rather than just like hoping I get another item there besides the hinted bow. So I don't know. Feel pretty all right.
Well,
It's
I
just the
would
way
have
Zooter
asked
goes.
what's next for you, but I would have asked what's next for you, but we've already plugged mixed pools enough. So, do you have any final thoughts on the seed before we wrap up?
The seed, no. There's still a lot of great matches to watch in this tournament, so I'm looking forward to watching those on my second monitor while I grind old school RuneScape. So,
yes, let me bring up the
Sorry, you
schedule.
plug the podcast.
Oh yeah, new episode on Monday. Sorry.
So I've got the schedule up. So this was the last match of round 1 of a... God, I can't remember how many people were in the brackets. But we are down to... Oh God, I've accidentally shut the Start GG bracket. Yep, we're at last 16. Starting round 2, we have 5 matches scheduled already, and our first is tomorrow at... What's that going to be? It's going to be at 8:15 p.m. UTC, so that is 4:15 Eastern. Yeah, 4:15 Eastern, 9:15 UK time, and 10:15 Central European time. That's between Exodus and Ecola. That should be a good one.
A lot of good matchups. Zavi Sponge at some point. You already mentioned Exodus Aquila, Seti, Mr. Mario. Oh, like
yeah,
the
Monday's
pretty stacked.
Monday's a stack day. We've got Alexis versus Incoherent at midnight Central European time. Mr. Mario versus Seti at 11:15 a.m. Eastern, and then the clown off, the UK versus UK match of Chuckles versus Decker. There's a lot of good rando coming up over the next few days, and then starting in the SpeedGaming Summer Series main event, starting, I think that's July the 9th, week of July the 9th. We should have all of the semi-final and final matches restreamed.
Very cool.
But with that, thank you again for letting us restream you, Emo. And thank you very much to Lady Draco for pressing all the buttons to ensure what you see on the screen is up to date. And thank you, Lefty, for commentating with me.
Happy to be here.
And thank you to the chat for watching. So, with that, let's wrap up. If I can find the buttons again. There we go. Thank you. Bye.